The most embarrassing news is that Google Ads are fighting back against Comic Studio. And we're going to be checking out HexVets Comic Studio. I wonder that we're going to be going to do this. If it's underrated, that's not going to be recommended, that we're going to be choosing for. And we might going to be able to show some spoilers against one. So we're avoided to get a little bit scammed. But I'm not sure. There must be witches in training, flying, surgery. What is this? Are we in the hospital as well? It was probably a yes. There is absolutely always nothing over here, except you're in a hospital as well. Sam Davis, that is Sam Davis, created HexVets, returning on for some show-up spoilers in the house. So we got for rushing to the hospital door, but I'm not very sure. This isn't going to be probably existed a little bit as well. So without further ado, we added a little bit for very much as well. So this is witches in training from over here. So as we're gonna be scrolling down as well, and you know what, to see this thing as well, black person, I am probably sure that must be some sort of wizards or some sort of for the Husband's Hotel or some kind of hell talker as well. So I'm gonna be using for some studio crossovers, but I'm not very sure. That wouldn't be able to be something like a sound like anything as well. So I'll be able to be edit something as well. And before we're gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be added a witchberry cookie. And again, so we want ourselves to do this as well. So I'm gonna be using side characters and one ourselves. And of course, there's another bad news. I just switched internet connection. Have just absolutely going to do for some sort of for one thing is the main internet connection as well. So I'm gonna be going for around here, and she's flying here. So it's not gonna be doing for such a little bit pretty much as well. So I'm gonna be in for the chimney as well. So I'm not gonna be finding anywhere as possible. So what if where is gonna be another witch as well? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be latte cookie. But I'm not gonna be very sure. This isn't going to be for such as anyways. We have two cookies right now. And what's next? And I should be able to be added for a little bit as well. So let's go to South Park. I'm pretty possibly that we're not going to do this as well. Frictional Country Balls Comic Studio wasn't going to be for one thing as well. So this is going to be very short than 7 minutes as well, because we just eventually added one of their monsters as well. So I'm probably sure that must be the bear or some kind of a demon as well. So I'll be going to be add a little one as well. So I'm not gonna be getting this for a little bit as well. So should we be able to find somewhere as well? And of course we get scammed. And I'm gonna be added as a teacher as well. So let's be sure that we're added a little bit this way. So this is going to be for right angle. So it should be a little bit for one thing as well. So finally, that wasn't going to be for one thing as well. If we're going to be seeing for some comic users, as I might going to be checking this out as well for pretty far as well. So in the drafts, we just actually saved this, but I'm not very sure if I'm going to be changing a little bit as well. So we're very not sure that we're going to refresh the page, and it's not going to be doing for such as anyways as well. So I'm not going to be doing to turn on the cinematic mode or turning on for some flipbook mode as well. So I'm not going to be posting anywhere as I'm not even possible. And we just forgot to say we didn't absolutely put it around with Pond Dino Cookie. So I suggest I might gotta be added for a little bit of one as well. So she jumped out of the pool as well. So I think I'm not gonna be doing for a little bit as well. So I was just going to be pretending her she was lost out here, putting out of sight as well. So I'll be able to be finding for some comics to check this out as well if we're gonna be taking to see some kind of art. We check it out for some most of the comics users as well. We're loading some more all the way down here if that we've seen for some side of witches, and it's probably that is revealed for one of those characters as well. So looks like this is absolutely starting in September 29th, 24th, 2024, like this, and which is where the first comics have just been released all the way for around here, and then being screenshot in Roblox Brookhaven, including the public bathroom. What this thing is going to be for anything as well, unless if I scroll all the way up into the top, I get scammed by like this as well. I'm not sure that we're gonna be scammed for something a little bit for uninterested about for something as well. So I'm gonna be careful if I'm just going to be reaching all the way to the top, which means that completely viciously scammed as well. So I'm not gonna be very sure that we're ending up this video, but I slightly recorded in the morning, so let's jump back in as well if I didn't making absolutely going to try to do so as well. So it's not going to be in here for a long time if I'm not going to be absolutely why as well, if I'm going to be scroll all the way to the bottom as well. So this is the first one as well. So we're back in the comic studio, and it was pretty similar to Steven Universe. Great. I'm just looking for other kinds of itself around here. And what a little bit for something as well, if I'm not going to be doing this as well. So in the surgery as well, I'm gonna be still find out what is absolutely going to be doing this. The River Guardian and studio crossovers again, and probably if it wasn't absolutely going to be similar to Steven Universe, but who knows, this is not gonna be actually as well. And before the end of this video comes on, I'm not very sure this isn't going to be for just existence around for the PNG characters as well. So the PNG characters of this comic studio have not been exist, including for many sprites from the effects and for some items that we possibly that never required for a little bit of a long time as well. And this is going to be the end of this video for pretty such as one thing left to do. If I'm not gonna be adding for some more witches, as we guess, if we're gonna be trying to extend the panel, but I'm not very sure, this isn't going to be such as an alright for just something like I guess. And what about the blue slushy cookie that I'm never being added for something? So I might not gonna be know about for this thing as well. So if this isn't going to be for such as one thing, she's going to be right over here, and probably the video ends. So we're not going to be talking around for just a little bit kind of slower, and we're going to be talking for this conclusion before the end of this video. So as I just talking about for itself for some of these ones, and nothing is absolutely for looking for just something like kind of right as well. But due to something for looking around for here as well, and I'm not pretty sure that containing for one of their selves as well, due to containing copyright infringements like this, is going to be pretty exist or something as well, but isn't going to be for some studio who owns this for something as well. So even for some sort of realism or unrealism cartoons like themselves, and probably they just created for these things as well. And what is absolutely for HexVets is absolutely for some over kind of like this as well. But as you can see, this HexVets was being owned by Sam Davis or something like this as well. So it's not gonna be for stands a little bit as well. And what about I might gonna be changed for another language? I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be going to be pretty as well. And yes, I'm about to end of this video for such as a little bit of time as well. And I cannot believe it that I just started to get a little bit confusing, but without cream puff cookie, that does not gonna be pretty sure that she knows, but I'm not gonna be very sure that won't going to be going in here as well. So it's not going to be in the surgery room that cream puff cookie was, and probably that's the final as well. That is going to be the end of this video. Of course, I might able to be end of this thing as well. And of course, like this, that we probably actually said, this comic studio was underrated as hell. And if you'd like to check this out, the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below, and also you might get to be check it out for the main comic studio into the main website as well. Thanks for watching, for all your support, and it's absolutely been for around over 10 minutes or something. I'm gonna be talking to mini lads and comic studio users all later, and it won't be necessary as well to find something else.